Hello, Chelsea fans. Welcome back to the Blues Report, and remember to subscribe, then enjoy your news. Let's dive in. Garnacho and Marc Casado. A new blue era at Chelsea. The transfer windows of modern football have always been theatre, full of drama, suspense, and unexpected turns. Yet few sagas in recent years captured as much attention and imagination as the story of Alejandro Garnacho and Marc Casado arriving at Chelsea. The London Giants, long defined by ambition and bold recruitment, once again shook the foundations of European football by bringing in two of Spain and Argentina's brightest young stars. The narrative was more than just a tale of signings. It was a story of dreams, risks, and the pursuit of excellence, a reminder of Chelsea's constant hunger for renewal and dominance. The seeds of an ambition. In the years leading to this audacious move, Chelsea had been rebuilding under a vision that prioritized youth, energy, and technical sharpness. The owners were not afraid of heavy investment, but unlike the era of endless Galactico signings, there was now a strategy built on a foundation of scouting brilliance and long-term thinking. Garnacho, dazzling at Manchester United with his fearless dribbling, and Casado, Barcelona's midfield terrier and tactical brain, perfectly embodied the traits Chelsea sought: courage, versatility, and the ability to grow into world-class leaders. Behind closed doors, Chelsea's scouting department had been quietly monitoring both players for over 2 years. Reports highlighted Garnacho's ability to change games with his electric pace and flair on the left wing, while Casado's maturity in controlling tempo and breaking up play was described as a rare jewel. Bringing them together, many inside Stamford Bridge felt, would fuse creativity with balance. The negotiation battles. The pursuit of Garnacho was nothing short of sensational. Manchester United had tied him down with a long-term deal and considered him untouchable. Yet football is rarely about contracts alone. It is about vision and opportunity. Garnacho's camp was intrigued by Chelsea's promise of a central role in their project. The London club's willingness to hand him the iconic number 11 shirt, once worn by legends such as Didier Drogba and Eden Hazard, spoke volumes. Negotiations stretched over weeks, with whispers that United initially refused outright. But Chelsea's financial muscle, coupled with Garnacho's own openness to the move, forced the Red Devils to reconsider. Casado's story unfolded differently. At Barcelona, his path to the senior team was blocked by a crowded midfield stacked with names like Pedri, Gavi, and Frenkie de Jong. Though beloved at La Masia, he grew restless about limited opportunities. Chelsea swooped in decisively, offering him not just minutes, but the chance to become a pivot in their system. For Barcelona, weighed down by financial constraints, the transfer was bittersweet but inevitable. By the end of the summer window, Chelsea had secured both signings in deals totaling close to 120 million. The double announcement lit up social media, with fans flooding timelines with montages of Garnacho's solo goals and Casado's defensive masterclasses. The blue wave was buzzing with anticipation. These weren't just transfers, they were statements. Arrival in London. The day Garnacho and Casado set foot in Cobham training ground was etched into memory. Blue banners welcomed them with the words, "The future belongs to the brave." Garnacho, with his trademark blonde streak, flashed a wide grin, while Casado, more reserved, carried a quiet determination in his eyes. Their first training session revealed the contrasts that made them special. Garnacho immediately tested Chelsea's fullbacks, gliding past them with audacious stepovers. His hunger to take on defenders was evident, earning applause from both teammates and staff. Casado, meanwhile, brought calmness. In rondos, he anticipated passes before they were made, pressing with intelligence and recovering possession with surgical precision. Coaches whispered that he had the aura of a player 10 years older. The bond between the two newcomers grew rapidly. Garnacho's fiery temperament and flair found balance in Casado's composure. They arrived together, spoke often in Spanish, and quickly integrated with the likes of Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, forming what fans soon dubbed La Nueva Columna Azul, the new blue spine. First steps on the pitch. Their debuts came in quick succession. Garnacho's first start at Stamford Bridge was under the floodlights of a Premier League clash against Newcastle United. The stadium buzzed every time he touched the ball. In the 28th minute, he cut inside from the left, beat two defenders, and curled a shot just wide, an echo of Hazard's signature moves. Though he didn't score, his fearless approach ignited the crowd. Casado's introduction arrived days later in a Carabao Cup tie. Positioned as a holding midfielder, he marshaled the pitch like a general, barking instructions despite being one of the youngest players. His ball recoveries set the tempo, and pundits noted how seamlessly he adjusted to England's intensity. One commentator remarked, "Chelsea haven't just signed a midfielder, they've signed a future captain." The growing impact. As weeks passed, Garnacho and Casado became central to Chelsea's storylines. Garnacho brought unpredictability in attack, linking with Cole Palmer and Christopher Nkunku in dazzling combinations. His acceleration stretched defenses, opening spaces for teammates. Casado, meanwhile, gave Chelsea a balance they had missed. His pressing, interceptions, and passing range allowed Enzo Fernandez more freedom to dictate play further forward. The duo's chemistry extended beyond the pitch. Off it, they were spotted exploring London together, bonding over Argentine-Spanish roots and the shared challenge of adapting to a new chapter. Fans began chanting songs that paired their names, a rare show of affection for two players so new. The Stamford Bridge faithful quickly realized they weren't just watching young prospects. They were witnessing cornerstones being laid for the future. Rivalries rekindled. The story became richer as Garnacho faced Manchester United for the first time in Chelsea colours. The build-up was electric, with headlines branding it "The Return of the Prodigal Wing." Garnacho, once nurtured at Old Trafford, walked out at Stamford Bridge with determination etched on his face. In the 62nd minute, the ball fell to him on the flank. With a flash of pace, he darted past Diogo Dalot, cut inside, and smashed a shot into the top corner. The stadium erupted. Garnacho celebrated with arms wide, not disrespectful but defiant, a declaration that he was now Chelsea's. United fans gritted their teeth, while Blues supporters roared, sensing the birth of a new rivalry narrative. Casado had his own moment against Barcelona in a Champions League group stage tie. Facing his boyhood club, he dominated the midfield battle, shutting down Pedri's influence and winning duels against Gavi. Barcelona's coaches could only watch as the player they had reluctantly sold orchestrated Chelsea's 2-1 victory. It was poetic. The one who slipped through their grasp now shone brightest against them. Beyond football. What made Garnacho and Casado's Chelsea chapter so compelling was not just their performances, but how they embodied the new ethos of the club. They became symbols of resilience, adaptability, and fearlessness. Garnacho, often criticized for his fiery personality at United, matured in London, channeling his energy into decisive moments rather than rashness. Casado, previously overshadowed by La Masia's golden generation, finally had a stage to display his brilliance. Their story also touched fans on a personal level. Children in Chelsea shirts began imitating Garnacho's direct dribbles in local parks, while aspiring midfielders studied Casado's positional awareness. Together, they gave supporters not only hope of trophies, but also role models for the next generation. Legacy in the making. By the end of their first season, Chelsea had secured a Champions League spot and reached the FA Cup final. Garnacho finished with double digits in goals and assists, while Casado ranked among the league leaders in tackles and interceptions. Awards and plaudits followed, but more importantly, the pair had cemented their place as integral figures in Chelsea's rebirth. In interviews, Garnacho often spoke about the responsibility of wearing Chelsea blue, drawing comparisons with Eden Hazard, while Casado humbly emphasized the importance of teamwork and discipline. Their partnership, though forged in different positions, symbolized Chelsea's balance between chaos and control, fire and ice. The story was still being written, but already it carried the weight of legend. The signing of Garnacho and Casado was not just about footballing brilliance. It was about vision, bravery, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Epilogue. The New Blue Dream. Years from now, historians of the game may look back at the summer Chelsea brought Alejandro Garnacho and Marc Casado together as the beginning of a new era. It was the season when Stamford Bridge's lights burned brighter, when the roar of the crowd carried dreams of dominance, and when two young talents dared to write their destiny in blue. For Chelsea fans, the story was not just about victories or goals, it was about belief restored. It was about remembering that football, at its heart, is a story of hope, and that sometimes hope arrives in the form of two young men who dared to dream bigger. And so, the tale of Garnacho and Casado to Chelsea stands as more than just a transfer story. It is a living epic, unfolding chapter by chapter, with each dribble, each tackle, and each goal shaping a legacy that will forever echo across Stamford Bridge.